Okay, just a warning, Tolkien's in here. He's either gonna jump into a box and make a lot of noise, meow to get out the door, or just jump on things and be loud randomly. We'll see what he does. Okay, so hello friends. It's actually been a little longer than normal since I've filmed a video, so I feel a little rusty. Kind of forget how to talk to a camera, talk to you guys. So I have a bit of like a mini book haul today. That's all I have for books, except it's kind of double that because I also got some books for our homeschool. Yep, he's trying to get out the door. So in addition to those books, I also got these books. These I shared on my homeschool channel already in a book haul. It's mostly just a bunch of classics that I want my kids to read, but also I've only read 2 of these books myself, so they are also books for me to read, but if people watch both channels, I thought I would just kind of breeze through these. So all of these are from Book Outlet. I haven't ordered as much from there for the last while, but I like to look on there every now and then for some classics that... Do you still want to go out? Some classics that I've struggled to find. Like, I love thrifting. I love being able to find books there, but sometimes there's just better ones online. Okay, I think I'll let him out now. So I did have some credits from Book Outlet, so I didn't have to pay for all of these books. Plus there was some kind of sale going on at the time as well. So, and then their books are also like overstocked, so they're cheaper to begin with. So it's a stack of books, but I didn't actually spend that much money for them. Plus they're for our homeschool, so I can justify it that way. Anyway, I got The Merry Adventures of Robin Hood by Howard Pyle. This is a version of Robin Hood that is very recommended. I've never read any Robin Hood, so I think I will read this one with my 10-year-old. I think it'll be a fun one for us to go through together. I grew up watching the Disney Robin Hood a lot, and I watched it again with my kids a while ago, and I realized like there's so many lines from that movie that I quote that I didn't realize were even from that movie. So Robin Hood. Little Lord Fauntleroy. Oh, I have read this one as well. So this is a Frances Hodgson Burnett book that I've read. I wouldn't mind rereading it, but also I will assign this to my kids at some point in our homeschool journey. I got 2 of the No Fear Shakespeare books. So I got Macbeth and Romeo and Juliet. This one is a little bent, but they were like $2.50. They have the original Shakespeare on the one side and then a modern version on the other. So I think this will be helpful. I even want to read these myself, but also in our homeschool in years to come. My daughter is going into grade 9 this year, and to me grade 9 is like Romeo and Juliet. So I plan on making us read this soon. Then they actually had the other book that S.E. Hinton is known for. So The Outsiders was her first one, most well known. She wrote that as a teenager. And then we've got That Was Then, This Is Now. It sounds like it has similar vibes. There's just a short blurb on the back and I don't really understand it, but I want to read this, and I'm also gonna get my soon-to-be 9th grader to read it as well because The Outsiders was her favorite book, one of her favorite books after I got her to read it last year. The font in this is massive. It's like, it feels like it's large print, but it's not. Then I saw this cute version of ballet shoes. This edition, I have skating shoes in this edition, and I think they're so pretty, so I wanted to grab it. I have read this one multiple times. This one follows 3 orphan girls that kind of, I don't remember if they get adopted exactly, but they kind of get a family. So love this cover. I didn't own that book anyway, so wanted that. Then I got The Lost Prince by Frances Hodgson Burnett. I had never heard of this one by her, so I've never read it. I don't know anything about it, but it is pretty thick with decently small font for one of her books. And then I got 2 books in this manga illustrated edition. So I got Pollyanna, which according to my Goodreads I have read, but it's been a long time. I watched the movie a ton of times growing up, so I know the general idea, but I don't remember the book. So we have a cute little manga cover, and then, oh, there's the cover again. We have our cast of characters in color. Cute little scene. And then there's just a number of like half-page black and white illustrations throughout the book. And I don't know, I think it makes it fun. Plus the font is big, so for assigning this to my kids, depending on the age when they read it, I feel like it's just gonna be an easier read because the font is big, there's lots of pictures, it's fun. Plus I didn't own a copy of this book at all. Then I did something I'm glad I did, but I feel a little bad for. I got another edition of A Little Princess, so I just unhauled a bunch, but this is the manga one. And so once again, it's got the color and then the cast of characters. This is one of my favorite stories, and I don't know if my daughter has read it. I want my son to read it as well. I want all my kids to read it. It's got the illustrations. Like I said, the, ooh, that's a cool picture, full page. The text is huge, the font is huge, so I feel like it makes reading easier when you feel like you're flying through the pages. I really love this edition. This is Seven Seas Entertainment. They're not available on Amazon, I don't think. I only saw them on Book Outlet. If they have more of these, I think they've done quite a few classics. If they have more, I might snag some more down the road. Okay, so that's my quick book haul portion, and now you'll get into books that I did not share in my homeschool haul, and this is like a variety of books. The first one I actually pulled out of my own little free library because this is a author that I have been hearing a lot about lately from a few different places. I don't know if I'm gonna like this book, but I kind of love the cover. It's Snow in April by Rosamund Pilcher. I don't know, I love the like vintage flower look. And then I was kind of tempted to read it since we're in April. It's currently not snowing, but that's totally not unheard of. So if it snows this April, I might have to read it. Otherwise, it will go on my shelf for a future time. I think this is kind of maybe a bit of a romance. Caroline Cliburn, I don't know how to say it, was to be married next Tuesday, and yet she suspected that gratitude was the wrong reason to become a bride. Perhaps that was why she and her younger brother, Jody, had taken the long drive north to Scotland in search of her missing brother, Angus. As the landscape grew more stark and wintry with each passing mile, Caroline recognized the coldness inside her even more, but she never dreamed that a sudden spring blizzard would leave them stranded by the roadside, or that snow in April could give both her and a lonely young Scot one last chance to find the healing warmth of love. So it does sound like a romance story, but I heard about her from a couple different channels and it was sitting in my little free library, so figured I might as well try it. Then from the thrift store, I found another gospel by Alyssa Childers, and she has a newer book that I want to read that I've kind of like kept my eye out for and I haven't come across, but I saw this one and I haven't read it, so I thought I would grab it. It's A Movement Seeks to Redefine Christianity. Some think it is a much needed progressive reformation. Others believe it's an attack on historic Christianity. Another gospel describes the journey Alyssa took over several years as she wrestled with questions that struck at the core of the Christian faith and found the truth. So she used to be part of the band Zoe Girl, which was a thing back when I was a teenager, but now she has a YouTube channel. I don't know what else she does other than like writing. Yeah, so she's just like really popular for her Christian view, and yeah, I want to read this one. Oh, I guess I also got this one in my Book Outlet haul. For some reason it was on the stack, but this is A Chance to Die by Elizabeth Elliot. This is the life and legacy of Amy Carmichael, and I have wanted this book for so long. So this is Elizabeth Elliot writing Amy Carmichael's biography. I feel like that is just a double yes combination. And now a tractor is driving by. It also has lots of pictures, which of course when I say that then I can't find any. Lots of pictures throughout. I do know a bit about Amy Carmichael's story, but I'm really excited to see what Elizabeth Elliot does with it. So I'm going to be starting this right away. That's my plan. And I did share this one. Did I share this one? No, I think it came right after my April TBR. I got The Chaos Grid by Lindsay Llewellyn. Did it come before that? I can't remember. I want to read it in April though because it's coming out April 9th. This is set in futuristic Texas in 2224. I got a little map of it and the character art as well. So it's set in Texas in 2224, and I am going to Texas this month, and so I thought that would be fun to read a book about futuristic Texas. Well, I'm in Texas. So this is dystopian. It says, when mankind's attempts to control nature backfire, Texas descends into a wasteland. Storms rage and ravenous beasts roam the outer grid. The only safe havens rest inside the tech-obsessed domed cities. But when her parents are murdered inside the Plex City Dome, 17-year-old Juniper Conway wants revenge. And I have really enjoyed Enclave Publishing's books. Oh, there's also a giant map in here. And I feel like this would be such a good book for me to take on the plane, because I always need something to read when traveling. Even though we are traveling with a bunch of people that we know, I'll still need a book for sure. So my plan is to read this one pretty much right away. And I did mention that this book was coming because I was told it was coming, and it came out with a ton of goodies. So Shatona Havig sent me The Country Diary of an Edwardian Lady. Maybe she was sick of me talking about it so much and how I wanted it, but I have admired this book and got it out from the library so many times. So this is the what year are we in? 1906 Nature Journal of Elizabeth Holden, and it just goes kind of like month by month, and she's got different poems that she's written, different observations, all sorts of things, and I just love this book, and I would love to keep something like this one year. So thank you very much, Shatona, for sending me that. And she sent me like all sorts of like, let's see if I can show this to you here. A bunch of different stickers, if my camera can focus, and then these ones. And I totally can't think of what this is called, but it's like a little card with the different pockets and stuff. I think there's a name for it. There's like pocket in there. This flips out. I know there's a name for it. It's really cool. I need to know, Shatona, did you make this? I'm very curious. And then I also got some cool postcards. You guys, the American national parks like have some really cool swag, like different, I've seen like so many different shirts and postcards, and I wish we had that here. And then this cool art print, which is just fabulous. So thank you, Shatona, for all of that. That's a lot. While we're on that topic, so I have a subscriber named Helen. So a while ago, maybe like a year ago, or maybe more, she sent me a couple of postcards, and I actually have the one she sent from Italy up on my like mood board wall over there. And now she went to New York and sent me a couple of postcards from there, because she knows that I've been collecting postcards from different places, and a couple of different bookmarks from New York and a book festival. And she sent me a sweet little letter as well. So thank you, Helen, for sending me stuff again. It's so sweet. Okay, a couple books left. I shared this one on Instagram, I think. I can't remember. I went, whenever I do have my like specialist doctor's appointments, it's right by a thrift store, and so I reward myself for like having diseases by going to the thrift store. And I found Far From the Madding Crowd by Thomas Hardy, and this is a book that I haven't read any Thomas Hardy yet, but this is one of the ones I want to read, so I should start reading his books. I don't really know anything about it, but I'm gonna read it. Oh, Crossway Books sent me book 4 in the Dreamkeeper saga. This is a middle grade fantasy series, which it has fabulous covers. I really like that. I read book 1 and then personally didn't love it for myself as an adult, but I felt like it was a middle grade series that would be better for kids. So I haven't continued the series, but they've continued to send them. Oh, I love this cover. I got Where the Stars Hide. This is also a middle grade fantasy series. The author sent this book to me. It says, Puberty can be a scary time for the youth in Eridim. Abnormal manifests over the body. Yet for 17-year-old May, abnormal hasn't happened. Could it be from the stress of the last year? First, her grandfather's controversial research on the existence of stars landed him in prison. Then she witnessed her mom's abnormal getting out of control, changing her into something not human. So she seeks answers as she ventures to where her grandfather conducted his research, as strange floating lanterns lead her to a shepherd named Lev, revealing the unfathomable truth. Yeah, and I just love this cover. So that's a middle grade fantasy as well. And then I got, I don't know if this is YA or adult fantasy, but Winterheart by H.D. Fox. This is a beautiful cover, and I know we are like out of winter here now, but I still want to read this one. So this is also a, oh, I said it's a fantasy. I think I said that already. It says, in a land of snow and ice called Iera, the Eridan prince Fane Stagrunner finds himself running from the only life he has ever known. He's thrown into a world of magicians, relics, healers, and a mystery that may mean the end of everything he loves. Yeah, I love this like Nordic fantasy vibes. I don't know if that's kind of where we're set or not, but that's what I get from the cover. And I love the border on the cover as well. Great details. And this book just came out in March too, so lots of good books on my stack. Many I want to get to like as soon as I possibly can. So hopefully some of these will be in wrap-ups soon. Let me know if you guys have been purchasing any books lately, and if there's any that I just shared today that you think I should try to read, like put to the top of my TBR. If there's some that you've loved or some that you're curious about, let me know. Thanks for hanging out with me, guys.